In the first instance, it was wrong for the North Atlantic Trade Organization, NATO, to ask Ukraine to counter-attack Russia because uh, Russia is a world power. Ukraine is not a world power. And so, how can you play Ukraine against Russia without a very strong, solid backing? I would have expected NATO, including America, to tell Russia to stop that nonsense or face the wrath of NATO, rather than asking Ukraine to engage, to counter-attack Russia. We know that Russia is the aggressor against Ukraine because Russia has no right to tell another country which other country it can relate with or not. Because there is sovereignty rights enjoyed by every country, and Ukraine is not less a country with her own sovereignty and self-determination. So whatever is there, you can place certain conditions and say, don't go beyond this and that level, not to violate our own rights. But Russia has not done that. Just to legislate, you must not be part of NATO. On what grounds? But at any rate, Russia started the war. And it's because Ukraine wanted to join NATO. So rather than asking Ukraine to counter-attack Russia, NATO ought to have told Russia to stop the war or face the wrath of NATO. And so then you will be talking. And now the war started, or Ukraine counter-attack Russia, and then the real war started. The face me, I face you war started between the two countries. And worse still, Ukraine was restricted not to use certain weapons against Russia, while Russia has never been so restricted equitably. And NATO is facing all of that, while Ukraine has been taking all the punches, notwithstanding the backing of NATO. But a backing that is not solid and has never been solid. Only for Donald Trump to get power in America and begin to castigate Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, accusing him wrongly of starting the war, a war that the whole world knows was started by Russia. So what type of reasoning is this? Because you will have thought that the best brains, the best decisions, the best actions are taken by the West, or are coming from the West. With all the democracy and technology, you would think also of political sophistication of the West. But what we see now is a total mess. Asking Ukraine to fight Russia, but restraining Ukraine to use certain weapons that are used by Russia itself. But what is bringing all this from me now is what I just heard in a video. NATO, including Donald Trump of America, telling Putin, if you want war, stop the war. But if you want war, we will equip Ukraine. So you mean that Russia is not yet at war with Ukraine, with all the bombardments of Ukraine, left, right, and center, hmm, by Russia. And you are still saying if Russia wants war, if Putin wants war, you will equip Ukraine. So you know that you have not adequately equipped Ukraine. And yet you are the one who pushed Ukraine to start war, to engage, to counterattack Russia. What type of reasoning is this? What type of reasoning is that? So, NATO should take up the war or prostrate to Putin to stop the war. If you cannot face Russia and teach Russia a lesson of her life.